This article that dropped on IGN earlier today is 1,000% foolish. Actually, it looks like it dropped yesterday afternoon, but I think it's hyperbolic nonsense. And I think it's more than just being a clickbait sentence. I think I just disagree with the author where Microsoft is at its moment and where Starfield is in relation to Xbox and Xbox's success. The headline reads, Starfield feels like Xbox last chance at redemption. And I don't actually have a problem with that headline. I know a lot of people on Twitter were just drilling this, like, really? It's their last chance? The headline itself, the fact that he used feels, it feels like Xbox, that's fine if he feels that way. It may feel like that, but is it true and is it reality? I don't have a problem with that. It generates discussion. I mean, it is kind of clickbaity and does exactly what it's supposed to do, get your eyeballs. It got me to read this article. My problem is with this sentence right here. He says, with Redfall, a huge disappointment after months of no-shows, Xbox has one last shot at keeping its fans on board. One last shot? I mean, to be clear, is it going to be good if Starfield is a dud? Absolutely not. No. Is there a chance that Starfield is terrible like Redfall? No, I don't think that there's a shot at that. It really is like, is this just a mediocre game that drops IP, or is this fantastic? I think that's your two options here. If it drops and it's mediocre, NBD. Is it its last shot? Xbox's last shot at keeping its fans on board? No. And the answer is Game Pass is such a good value. Absolutely not. Also, we've got huge games on the horizon already. We've got Forza Motorsport coming later this year. We've got Avowed that we're probably going to see at the Xbox Showcase. We've got Fable as well. We've got all these new studios. Plus, if Microsoft is able to close Call of Duty at the Activision Bethesda deal, rather, it's not even close to its last shot at keeping its fans on board. And despite the Redfall issue, I mean, we had HiFi Rush drop earlier in the year, which was fantastic and is still on Game Pass. Game Pass is the subscription. In fact, Game Pass makes it so that you don't have to rely on just one game. I think this is like a fundamental misunderstanding at the shift of Xbox, honestly. But let's read through it here. I think, again, let me just be clear here. I think Dustin Legary is a fantastic contributor. I enjoy his YouTube content. I disagree with him on his opinion here. This is an opinion piece. And again, my problem is not the headline. It's this statement right here. Xbox has one last shot at keeping its fans on board. And that last shot is Starfield. That's hyperbolic nonsense. Also, hyperbolic is my new favorite word. Let's read through here. He says, it's no secret the gaming community is kind of angry at Xbox since Redfall released. It really felt like the straw that broke the camel's back. I will say there was a different feeling to that. There was this sense of exasperation. I think he's right there. I don't think it permanently broke the camel's back. I think it was like, Microsoft, why did you market this game as a marquee game? Not to rehash old news, but that's what it is. Also, I do think I could understand this article, by the way, being written in the few days surrounding the Redfall drop. But now that we've had time to sit back and think about it and analyze it, this feels like a knee-jerk response article. This is not an article that should be written 2 weeks after the Redfall fiasco. It feels like... Anyways, I just disagree with it. But let's continue. For too long, Xbox fans have been asked to wait just a little bit longer for the next amazing AAA game. But enough is enough. Redfall was supposed to be that game, and look how that turned out. Was it, though? I think they definitely marketed it that way. It never, I think, was supposed to be that game. There's an issue with what they marketed, for sure. Do not disagree with that at all. Now, with Redfall in the rearview mirror, aka uninstalled bin for most of us. Wow, he hates Redfall. It's time to look forward to the next big release, Starfield. Amen. I mean, I think, and they've marketed Starfield this way. Let's hope that this marketing was correct. If Starfield is a flop or suffers from any kind of major problem or, is just not that fun, faith in Xbox's ability to deliver is going to be further shaken. And as a result, I imagine heads will roll at Xbox. He might not be wrong there. But is that the last straw? Is that the last shot at keeping fans on board? No, I don't think so. But he might not be wrong. If it, I don't think a major I define major problem. Is there a bug in the game? It's a Bethesda open world game. I think there's going to be bugs. But I don't think that does it. Will some heads roll? I would imagine some heads would. But again, I don't think I don't think it represents the last chance for gamers. Starfield doesn't deserve this added pressure, agreed there, but it will be the first full price game that has a chance to change minds about what Xbox is capable of. Initially in 2021, it felt like Xbox had hit its stride with a great campaign for Halo Infinite. Amen. And Game of the Year winning Forza Horizon 5. Also amen. But it took almost another year for promised features such as a campaign co-op and Forge to be added to Halo's multiplayer. Blah, blah, blah. I can't read. And that's after Infinite's release was delayed a year in the first place. It brought Xbox's competence to the forefront, especially as Phil Spencer himself said, if we lose our way with Halo, we lose our way with Xbox. So why did exactly that happen with Xbox's biggest franchise? Did we lose our way with Halo, though? We lost it. Did we lose it, though? It came out with a fantastic campaign. The first time ever doing Halo Live as a service was the issue. Yes, it was an issue. Is it still an issue? Perhaps. It's definitely an improvement. I think that there's definitely things that they're going to continue to improve upon. But I disagree that we lost our way with Halo. I don't think that that's necessarily the case at all. It was a solid entry. Was it the greatest ever? No, but it's a solid entry into the series for sure. He says Forza Horizon 5 was a gem in the Xbox library. Amen. But it's as if like that doesn't matter. Right? Let's see what he says here. Receiving industry-wide praise and finally putting Xbox on the right path when it came to big content releases. It capped off 2021 perfectly. But when 2022 rolled around, nothing. He's not wrong there. It kicked off with the abysmal Crossfire X, which despite having the highly regarded Remedy name attached to it, was a shooter with brain-dead AI and combat mechanics ripped straight out of 1993. Worse, the multiplayer was borderline unplayable. Elsewhere, Xbox had success with smaller releases like Tunic, Pentiment, and High on Life. This is the beauty of Game Pass here. I think this article is written and the perspective is being taken as if it's business as usual for Xbox versus PlayStation. It's not. All those games add up in a service like Game Pass. Tunic, Pentiment, and High on Life, all highly rated. And I suppose you could credit them with PS5 releases of Deathloop and Ghostwire. I ignore that. I don't think so. Which Xbox fans received over a year later. But despite the universal praise for HiFi Rush, which just dropped, universal praise, it's fantastic. Just 2 months ago, a surprise hit in early 2023, Xbox fans are still longing for a meaty AAA experience exclusive to the Xbox ecosystem. Thanks a lot, Redfall. The snarkiness. He's not wrong. Yes, Xbox fans are still longing for a meaty AAA top tier experience. I agree with you 1000%. But there's fantastic games being added to Game Pass that bring value to Game Pass. That's where Xbox is. And so, if Starfield doesn't drop as they expect it, is it good? No. Is it bad? Yes. Is it game over? Absolutely not. Is it the last straw for Xbox to keep its fans on board? No, because the value of Game Pass is still there. We also still have a ton of stuff on the horizon. It's not like, as of right now, it's Starfield, but that between now and then, the Xbox Showcase will be out, and we're going to have news on what else is coming. So it's not like this is it right now. I mean, this is it for forever. This is it as of right now today, but by the time Starfield releases, it will not be it. So anyways, by contrast, he says, look at what PlayStation has accomplished in the same time. Returnal, Ratchet & Clank, Rift Apart, Last of Us Part 1, don't count that. Gran Turismo 7, okay, solid. Is it Forza? Is Gran Turismo 7 Forza? No, it's not. What's wrong, PlayStation? Get it together. What's the problem? PlayStation and racing games. Solid entry, but not yet competing with the Forzas of the world. See what I did there? Huh? Horizon Forbidden West, okay, and God of War Ragnarok, not to mention updates that enhance. I don't care about those updates, but they did launch Horizon Forbidden West and God of War Ragnarok. Then I would like to mention, in all of these examples, in the big ones anyways, Horizon Forbidden West, God of War Ragnarok, these are not new IPs. Starfield is a brand new IP. Where's the new IPs? Where's the brand new AAA IPs? Come on. See what I did there again? In other words, I think gaming journalists suffer from this, like applying a double standard constantly. I think that's what's being done here to a certain extent. Then there's the handful of other exclusives like Stray, not an exclusive, temporary exclusive, Kenya Bridge of Spirits, and Final Fantasy VII Remake. I think Final Fantasy VII Remake is a big deal, of course. Again, temporarily exclusive, right? Console launch exclusive. Ghost of Tsushima and Death Stranding. Yeah, but those are all, again, double standard being applied. Let me show you the double standard he's applying here. Up here, he says it kicked off 2021 and 2022. He's now naming games that did not come out. Let's go through the whole library. Let's list whole library here, 2021 and 2022 versus whole library here. Like you're applying different years here. Ghost of Tsushima, Death Stranding. Those did not release recently. Those are not recent releases, as in the last year, this year. And yet there's this implication being made here by not being that descriptive that, oh, wow, look, yeah, they have come out. No, these are different time frames that he's using here. In short, more than enough to tide fans over. Sure, Xbox has Game Pass, but where are the mega hits? Xbox needs a game that people don't stop playing or talking about for months, if not years to come. After years of waiting, Xbox desperately needs its answer to God of War Ragnarok or a world to get lost in like The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. Starfield could be that game, and it has all the markings of an amazing Bethesda RPG with great storytelling, interesting mechanics, and fun combat. Heck, if it's that good, I'm sure many will forgive the quirky Bethesda bugs we often see at launch. Are they setting up with that statement there? I think are you setting up Bethesda to fail no matter what? Starfield to fail no matter what? Bethesda always has those quirky bugs. I would say it's probably a feature, not a. I mean, look at all the crazy viral Skyrim videos that you see out there from stuff, right? Skyrim had a ton of bugs. Are you saying that if Redfall is as good as Skyrim and drops with those Skyrim, that it's going to be an issue? No. I mean, I think he's saying that it wouldn't be, but he's setting it up as almost as if we know these bugs are going to exist and we're going to ding you for these bugs, right? Despite how good the game is. Maybe I'm reading that wrong. Let me know in the comments. Am I reading that wrong? It has to be a fantastic game. I don't think it has to be a fantastic game. I hope it's a fantastic game. Good won't merely be enough. I think good will be enough. I'm sorry. Once again, it's a new IP. I think good is enough. A good, solid AAA new IP from Bethesda. Yeah, I'm in. I'm in, baby. Exclusive to Game Pass? Yes, I'm in. That's enough. Is it enough long run? Can you do that for forever? No. But it's not like it's game over if it's just good. Disagree with that. Good won't nearly be enough. I think it will be. And if there's something devastating like a save file bug or issues like Fallout 3 and New Vegas suffered on PS3, causing it to crash all the time, confidence in Xbox's ability to release a quality AAA game will surely be shaken. Spelling error here. Will surely be shaken. Worse, its ability to manage its many acquired studios will also be called into question. I think that's being called into question right now. I don't think that changes if it's dropped. I think it's being called into question right now. I think the showcase is Xbox's opportunity to show off what's coming and then deliver. Now, Forza, I think we're getting at the end of the year here, which is going to be huge, especially if it's as good as past Forza Motorsports. Absolutely. But yeah, I don't think this changes anything. I think it already is being called into question. But again, rise of right now, Starfield is it. There's an Xbox showcase coming. That changes everything. Xbox had enough involvement with Redfall to have the team ditch the PS5 version. That's because they bought it. It's because it's Xbox. But not enough to prevent it from launching in beta state. The last big hit for the Xbox ecosystem was in November 2021 when Forza Horizon 5 released. So where are the games, Xbox? That's what everyone wants to know. The time for promises has been and gone. Now it's time for action. I don't disagree with this sentiment. I think he nails this sentiment. The time for promises has been and gone, and it's time for action. Yes. Do I think his overall premise and thesis that this is its last chance of Starfield is correct? No. But I do think that he's right in the sentiment, as in if you're going to market a AAA game as the like marquee game, the focus of Xbox, it needs to be your marquee game. I think you should only be focused on one or two of those games. And they're always going to be off in the distance. So Starfield needs to be that game. You've marketed it as that game. If it's not, you should not market the game that way. Redfall, while I don't think they marketed it in the same vein as a Starfield, it definitely was a focal point, and that's the issue. Don't make it a focal point. Don't make these games a focal. Only make the big game. Only make the games you know are going to crush it your focal point. And then drop us these nice gems like HiFi Rush. Overall, his article is not too bad. I think there are some issues here. Like I think when he goes through the games, and he says, they got Ghost of Tsushima and Death Stranding. Well, those are old games. You're just getting director cuts. Those are old remakes. I don't think that that's the same as dropping brand new games. But I see your point. I do not think he did not convince me any other way. Otherwise, throughout this article, that Xbox has one last shot at keeping its fans on board. I just don't think that that's the case. I think it's hyperbolic. But it's his opinion. I disagree. Let me know if you agree with him. If you agree with me, do you think he's overstating the case here? Do you not? Do you think I'm wrong? Let me know in the comments below. My name is X1 the Gamer. And this is the channel where we go over all things Xbox. I don't know why I struggled to say that. This is the... If you like what we're doing here, hit that like button. Subscribe to this channel. Love talking about gaming and Xbox. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you guys next time.